The Evans Law Group. Experienced and caring divorce and family law attorneys. Trusted by Austin families since 2009.
I actually was originally divorced in 2013. We've been operating under those same court orders until I got the modification. So I went seeking orders from Mr. Evans to do a custody modification. So I had a kind of a weird setup where my original decree didn't have a lot of language in it that was very specific. It was all very generic. And so we kept running into issues that the two of us couldn't agree on, and it was deeply impacting the children. So I went for a custody modification to make things much more specific and change some things that were already in existence. I wasn't very happy with my former attorney, to be honest. She was just very generic. She wanted to keep things very generic, like just get a standard decree, a standard child support, a standard everything, and never really dug into what the true issues were and how we could resolve those for both parties, you know, getting to that decree that worked for everybody, but for the children too. It was just kind of like a blank slate, and I wasn't educated myself. I was young, and so I just thought that's how it worked. I actually just did a Google search online and started researching different attorneys in the area. And I liked what Jimmy had to say on his website, and I watched the videos and testimonials and things that were there. It seemed like he really knew the law. He knew, it sounded like, you know, a lot of the judges and how they worked, and what to expect going in front of those judges. And so he just seemed, you know, when comparing 10 or 12 attorneys online, he just seemed better than the rest. I just did a initial consultation from Jimmy, and he was very honest at that point. And what I was asking for was, I wasn't likely, to get that 100%, but he would, he helped me kind of talk through different ways to get what was best for the kids at the end of the day, and where there's some things that we could give up and trade off and so forth. From there, he connected me with himself, Catherine, and Selena, and we just went to work on the initial filing to start. And then from there, my case lasted about 2 years. But it was a lot of, he helped me, when it was time to negotiate, he helped me negotiate. He really helps me with patience. I'm I like to get things done. I like them done quickly. And so he helped me understand that sometimes it's better to, let things play out, and then we'll go attack them on that end, or sometimes it just happens to play out in your favor with timing or whatnot. And so they really helped me with being patient and things like that, and really just knowing, hey, yes, you can ask for this, but you may only get this, so let's go in with something reasonable versus looking like, we're completely unreasonable at the end of the day. We decided to hire a guardian ad litem to oversee the case and work with the children and help us decide what was in the best interest of the kids, because we knew it was going to be a very contentious case. And we knew the kids, at the end of the day, were going to be heavily involved, and they were. And so the guardian ad litem helped us to sort of manage that relationship, help the children, work through things that they were seeing and hearing during the case, and also make that recommendation at the end of the day for what was best for them. When I met Jimmy, I had no idea what a guardian ad litem was. That was his recommendation, to bring someone on board to kind of oversee and help to make sure the kids were protected and got what was best for them. Jimmy, Catherine, and Selena all made suggestions for me in terms of, talking with the kids, talking with other professionals, being prepared to go into the courtroom, what to say, when to say it, what not to say, or things to expect, what not to expect. But yeah, Jimmy had guidance for me from day one all the way through the last day, and I followed it 100% to the T, 100% all the way through. And I truly believe that's why we got the outcome at the end of the day that we did, is because I listened to every single thing he told me to do. I felt that they truly cared about me, they truly cared about the kids, and they truly cared about the outcome. It wasn't just, billing nonstop. They made me feel like family, like I was important, and the process was important. And so it was a business relationship, but it also became, a personal relationship with them, because they truly cared. I mean, even after we got our final ruling, they were checking up on the kids to making sure, that they were doing okay, and they had been explained to correctly, by our guardian ad litem, what had happened, and everything was good on that front. So even after, everything was signed by the judge, they were still checking in to make sure that, the family was doing well. Both Jimmy and Catherine were amazing in the courtroom, and it's funny because I think my trial was the first one that they had to do over Zoom. So we had a 3-day trial over Zoom. And so, I'm in a different room and they're interviewing me over Zoom. And so I didn't know how that was going to go. But it was amazing. Catherine questioned me and some of my witnesses and folks and did a fantastic job. And then Jimmy actually did the cross-examination of my ex, of the defendant. And both were just amazing. I loved and wanted Catherine questioning me because we had established a relationship. She made me feel calm and comfortable. And I knew Jimmy would be the hard hitter, questioning my ex and get through to him. And so that combination worked out perfect. I had the exact outcome I wanted, if not better. Some of the things that were ruled in our favor we didn't even ask for. They came on top of that, and I truly believe it's because of some of the things that Jimmy brought up during that litigation process. Walking into a courtroom can be very intimidating, very intimidating. And so one of the big things for me was, they always had a conversation with me before we walked into the courtroom, said, this is how it's going to go. This is what you need to expect. This is the judge we're seeing. We've had cases with them before. Here's what to expect. Here's what they like. Here's what they don't like. And it was just this very calming, like, okay, they have it. I know what I need to do. I know what to expect. And just having that preparedness before you walk into that very intimidating situation was huge for me.